today we're taking a look at the Hollywood Tracks RV Rider on our 2021 Jeep Gladiator. This is going to be a great choice if you have a lot of heavy bikes that you need to get to and from the trail. It's going to have an 80-pound weight capacity, which is very, very high whenever it comes to bikes. That's going to be able to handle most of your mountain bikes, your heavier fat tire bikes, and even electric bikes. Now, right off the bat, this is RV approved, which is great because it works on everything except for, let's say, a travel trailer. So if you have a van or you have a RV, fifth wheel, basically it'll work on everything. And that's great, but whenever it's on your Jeep, you can actually tilt it away. So I'm going to take this pin out here, then slowly tilt away. And as you can see, there isn't much tilt on some other vehicles that may be more useful, but it is going to make contact right here. So that does depend on your pedals along with other things, but you can at least put up your tonneau cover or just reach into the back to get your helmets or any other things you need. So this is going to be held at 3 points, 2 down here at the wheel straps, and then also it's going to have a part that's holding onto the frame right here. This clamp is going to be on the frame, so this isn't going to be great for your carbon frame bikes or even your odd shaped frame bikes like some women's bikes. You may have a little bit of trouble finding a place to put it on there, but as long as you are able to easily get that off, it's one of the easier I have noticed when it comes to clamps. And as you can see, you can rotate it, move it up and down, and it has a lot of use whenever you're trying to find a place for it to get onto your frame. Another thing on the clamp is there's going to be a lock cord that is going to be key-to-like with the lock at your hitch. So that's going to be really nice whenever you want to make sure that your bikes are safe and protected, especially if they're the more expensive electric style bikes. Now, taking a bike off this is a little bit of a pain, but if you're able to know where you need to take things off first, like we're going to take off the straps. And as you can see on these wheel cradles, they're basically made for any size wheel that you could want, including fat tire bikes. So let's say that we need it to come out a little bit. We can move it or move it in if need be. We're just going to tighten that down. Take off this other strap back here. There we go. And then from here, all we have to do is undo this. And this clamp is going to be a bit of a pain to get off, but all you have to do is have a good grasp on your bike as you kind of try to wheel it off. There we go. And then from here, this is a pretty tall part right here that is in the way. But Hollywood at least gave us the ability to tilt it away. Just pop out this bolt. Then you can lean it to one side or the other. Actually, just this side. My bad. And then you have to make sure it's all out of the way. And then it makes it a lot easier whenever you want to take your bike off. Now, when your bikes aren't on here, I do recommend just putting the bolt back right here. And this will keep the mast down so you don't have to worry about it being in the way, especially if you have a backup camera that happens to be right here on your Jeep Gladiator. That's going to give you a lot more vision whenever you're trying to see things. And just something to keep in mind, you always want to make sure all your straps are back and placed correctly, along with making sure, because it is a little bit shaky, I have noticed, and that is mostly from wear and tear of being used down here so much, but it will start to get a little bit shakier at the base. But the main base right here at the hitch is solid. Now we're going to get a couple measurements. You're going to want to keep these in mind whenever you are going down the road. and you're starting to park somewhere, it's going to be about 27 inches all the way out, so that isn't too bad. And there is going to be ground clearance of about 22 inches. So still really good. The Gladiator is going to be something that maybe you don't want to take off road too much with this, but it should be able to handle anything you run into ground clearance wise. And whenever you're not using it, I recommend folding it up. All you have to do is pop out that exact same pin. And it is a little bit tougher than I have noticed with other folding features. You're going to have that pop out. And we're just going to get it right about here. Pop it back in. And this down on there. And then just tighten that down on here. Okay. Pop that pin back in. And then that's going to be out of the way. And it is going to be in there pretty dang good. Let's get some measurements. It is not going to come too far out. I'm going to have about 12 inches. And then the closest point, if you're able to get everything out of the way, it's not going to get too close to your Gladiator. I would say closest, and we could probably move this around and get it a little bit farther away, but the closest it's going to be is about 2 inches. Now, something to keep in mind is on your Gladiator, it is going to be in the way of your backup camera for the most part. I think you'll still have a good amount of viewing clearance, but it is something to keep in mind. And down here, you're going to have a 2-inch hinge with an anti-rattle bolt that works very well. As you can see, I'm shaking and it is not moving at all except with the actual Jeep Gladiator. And then we are going to have over here a lock core along with the locks. And like I said, that works for the locks that are right here. So you can make sure that both your bike rack and your bike are being protected. And that was a look at the Hollywood RV Rider for 2 bikes here on our 2021 Jeep Gladiator. My name's John. Thanks for watching.